Hey friends! So recently or earlier this week, I did a post in our group talking about, the remaining 6 months of this year. So, if you didn't get everything that you wanted to get done or that you promised yourself or that you wrote down in January, hey, you still got a 50% chance of getting it done. So, shouldn't be any worries, no fears. You still are in the game, you got time. And hey, I want to just be able to speak some things to you, hopefully to encourage you and to inspire you to pick it up. And let's keep it moving, let's keep it growing, and let's keep building so we can launch those dreams. So, in the post, I mentioned a couple of different steps, mainly three steps that perhaps you could use that will help you to launch soon within the next 6 months. Not speaking from anything that I heard anybody else say, stuff that I have actually implemented myself. So I just wanted to be able to come out here to my friends and give y'all some of the same information in hopes that it helps you as well. So let's make these next 6 months count. All right, so one of the first steps I mentioned was you've got to commit to doing the work. And so, exactly what does that mean for real, right? So when I say that, I mean you've got to really embed it within yourself that you are going to do this. It's time out for the I wish I could or I should or I'm thinking about it. No, this is the hard yes. This is the hard yes and committing to actually putting in the work to get this thing going, to get that dream off the ground, to get that dream into your reality. So y'all forgive me. Y'all know I write a lot. I got notes here, so if I'm glancing down every now and then, forgive me. Um, so make a decision, make a bold declaration, and go all in so you can finally start seeing those results in the next 6 months, y'all. It is more than possible to do it. So committing means you must be solid in yourself. When I say that, being solid in yourself, you may have experienced some times where you were just like, well, I got a job anyway. So if I don't get this business started, I have income or I have a spouse, I got backup, you know, hmm, if someone doesn't like what I say or what I offer or someone leaves me a bad review, I don't have to keep moving forward. No, this is the time and in the moment where you've got to be solid in you. Rejections may come, negativity may come, lack of support may come. You may have to think outside the box on how to get some things done. But you've got to be committed and solid in yourself first. It doesn't matter what the outside sources are saying or not providing or not buying or not commenting or liking and sharing. You've got to be committed and solid in the plan, the idea that God gave you, you know? So, just to give you a little bit of motivation in making sure that you commit to this thing, I want you to think on this scripture. It's Colossians 3:23. Now, you can read it from the Amplified or from, I sometimes read from the Easy Read version, ERV. So it talks about, you know, doing your best for in the work that you're doing, as if you're doing it for the Lord, not necessarily for accolades from other people, but do the work as if you're doing it for the Lord. So if that can possibly give you a little bit of motivation to commit to doing your absolute best, friend, get in that scripture and check it out, okay? So the second step, I talked a lot about just sitting down, and yes, I said sit down and write out everything that you think you're gonna need and everything you're gonna need to make this goal, this dream happen. Now, I'm gonna caution you with this. This is a step where some people can get very overwhelmed and discouraged. But that is not the point and the purpose of this particular step. You know, you need to have an idea. You need to be prepared for what you're, stepping into, what you're committing to, what you're going after, what you eventually are going to build, right? You need to have some idea of what it's going to take. And, there are going to be those times when those thoughts are going to pop up. You're going to be looking at your list and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. This is impossible. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. But that's where we go back to solid you. Solid you will nip those negative thoughts in the bud and say, you know what? I'm going to sit down and figure this out. If God told me to do it, God is going to provide me with the provisions to make this happen. Believe on that. Trust in that. If you have a God-sized vision, dream, passion that you're out here pursuing, don't think that, you're just out here trying to, just to make it happen with 2 sticks and a rock. I don't know where that came from, but, God will give you the provision. You've got to believe in that. So, write it down. And if it's easier for you, write down maybe just one goal that you're trying to accomplish within the next 30 days and write down everything that you're going to need with that. When I got started in the beginning, I was like, you know what? I'm trying to do online business. So I need devices that will get me online, okay? I already had home internet service, no problem with that. I had a cell phone. I could do lots of things for my business, building it using my cell phone. But there came a point in time that I needed to have a decent computer. And so, that was my list. If I'm going to have an online business, I got to have internet. I need a computer. I need my cell phone. I need all of these things. So I wrote that stuff out because having an online business, the way that I communicate, the way that I sell, the way that I market, the way that I brand, all of those things, how I communicate to people, it happens in that space online. So I needed an avenue to get there, right? So that was my list. So, since I had a lot of the other things like the internet service and my cell phone and everything, I had to sit down and figure out, okay, what's on this list that I need to make a goal to get to right now? What's priority? So when you're making out your list, sit down and think about everything that you think you're going to need and everything you're going to need, and go through it and prioritize those things. Once you have it laid out that way, you can kind of get an idea of, a budget, what money you may or may not need. You may see some things on your list that you've heard a friend on another social media platform say that they're offering service for that's in your price range or free. Look at your list and then seek out those avenues to get the work done, okay? So, once you continue to do things like this, to write that list out and organize it and prioritize things and set it along with a goal, eventually this stuff becomes habit to you. I mean, you're building and you're building. Next thing you know, you mapping out revenue plans for the next 6 months or the next quarter. I mean, all of this builds and builds and builds on top of things once you start getting in the flow and understanding that it's all necessary and needed for you to get your dream started. Even if it's not, a business that you're starting, that your dream, perhaps your dream is to go back to school. What do you need for that? Okay, so that kind of takes us into that third step. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but the fireworks are getting started already in my neighborhood. So not a fun time for us because my dog does not like fireworks. So he's going to be very clingy the next couple of days. So pray for us. All right, so the last step that I mentioned in that post earlier this week was about making a doable plan. Now the key word is doable. So if your plan is to make $1,000 a month, make a plan. If your dream is to go back to school, make a plan. You know, when you're sitting there, you're thinking about it. Okay, you know, it's time for me to go back and get this degree or finish this degree or to do this or to pursue this new career by going back to school. Okay, what are you going to do? What's the plan? You know, you're not just going to sit down and write graduate, where there are a ton of different steps you must do before you get to graduation, right? So make that plan. Research the school. Check out the cost. How will you pay for it? You know, are you going to be traditional on campus or are you going to do online? Make a plan for those things. You know, sometimes we get in a space where we just overcomplicate things. And you know, it really doesn't have to be so audacious of goals and or planning that we set for ourselves. That's why I harp on doable. Now, if I was out here saying that I wanted to speak on 20 stages, speak in 2 different countries, I want to write a book, I want to launch a program, I want to have a Pretty Blessed brunch, I want to make $60,000 a month in my business, you know, that sounds fabulous, right? But when I sit down to make that doable plan, you know, and I say stuff like, okay, week 1 of August 1st, you know, I want to have 20,000 subscribers on my email list. Well, is that doable if I don't have content, if I don't have anything to say to people, if I don't have a way to reach people like that? No, don't set yourself up like that, because what you don't want to get into is making huge plans and then you're looking at your list and you're saying, I didn't get none of this stuff done. I might as well quit. You know, this is impossible. I can't do any of this. You know, and there's nothing wrong with having big goals and big dreams. Nothing at all. But you know solid you. And you know that if you're still working a 9 to 5, you got to take care of grandkids or you have caregiver duties that you're doing, you pretty much know that it's some things that just aren't possible. So, you know, ease up on yourself. Allow yourself to create doable things. You know, perhaps break some of that down until you get a little bit more experience, a little more exposure, a little more money, a little more time to do those things. So if your goal is to make $500 a month in your business, what are you going to do? You're going to sit down and you're going to take a glance at, what's my product? Is it a good product? Is it something that I can improve on my product? How am I going to tell people what I'm selling? Okay, that could be a step. Am I going to go strictly Facebook, Instagram, or am I going to create a Shopify website? Those are doable steps that you can sit down and actually attain, you know? So don't put yourself in a space where you're thinking or hearing other people and seeing what they're doing and thinking that you need to match that. What I tell my kids all the time, you don't know people's story. You cannot judge or be in their day 100 and you on day 5. It's just not going to work out that way, right? You know? So make a plan with doable steps for you. So that was pretty much the steps that I went over in that post. And I just wanted to make sure and come back and kind of clarify on some of those things and let you know, putting a plan together, committing to yourself, and, you know, just writing it out, preparing yourself. Those are all great steps. If for some reason the first half of the year didn't go as planned and you're still in this phase where you still want to launch, you still want to grow, and you still want to get that dream, make it your reality. So I hope this has helped you to take a closer look and better understand how you can actually make these next 6 months count. So let me know what you all are working on. You know, not to be nosy, I just want to cheer you on. I just want to be there to celebrate you. I just want to be there, to encourage you along your path and your journey as well while you're launching your pretty blessed dream. So, I appreciate you all for checking this video out, but make sure you are subscribed to the podcast. It is on 9 different platforms. Primary platforms are the Anchor website, Spotify, and Apple iTunes. Definitely, if you all could support me in that manner, I would greatly, greatly appreciate that. Subscribe to the podcast when new episodes drop. If you don't mind, please listen to them. I am working on a goal, and I'm going to announce that goal here really soon and ask for your help in helping me to reach that goal. I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask. It doesn't hurt to invest. So that's where I am this season in Pretty Blessed. I'm actually getting out here investing, and I'm asking for help. And, I would encourage you all to do the same if you're really, truly serious and committed about your dream as well. So, as I mentioned previously, y'all, this episode has been dropping for the last couple of weeks, but I got a little under the weather and I couldn't record unless I was sounding like I was underwater. So, I'm almost back to my regular voice at this point. So I'm going forward. Next week, you will be hearing that episode I've been talking about for probably nearly a month now. I just couldn't get it done because of the nasally sound. So be on the lookout for that. It will come out on Monday, I believe. Monday is the scheduled date. I think that episode is coming out. I hope you all enjoy it. I will come back on Thursday of next week to continue the conversation. It's going to be a good topic. So I hope you all will join me. I will put more details out here in our group about that timing for next Thursday or this coming Thursday. And then I'll probably be back again next Saturday with a training regarding what to post on social media. So I hope you all enjoy this and can use it and that you benefit from it. Hey, if you got something out of this, will you do me a favor? Will you share this group with a friend? Can you share with at least 2 people that you know are trying to launch and build out their dreams? This is a free group, and certainly if you find value in it and you have a friend that has talked about launching, building, and they don't know where to get started or just need some encouragement, invite them in this group. I am planning to be a whole lot active over here. I got a whole plan out, y'all. I have been busy in my silence. So I'll talk a little bit more about that in the podcast, about where things are, what I've been up to, and hopefully to get you all some tips and ideas as well. So that's it, y'all. I hope y'all enjoy this. I hope y'all are having an awesome long weekend. I'm trying to myself, trying to get home together so I can hit the road. But until I see you all in person, have a pretty blessed day. Bye.